Tony Cunningham, and today we're introducing a How She Did It segment, where we talk to successful salon owners and chat about their journey, and hopefully this helps other salon owners either be inspired or know that they're just not alone. So today we're talking to the gorgeous Sam, the owner of Jorga Day Spa in Penrith. Now, just before I introduce Sam, I would just like to share that Sam and her team, 2019 World Luxury Spa winners. They were Bride's Choice Award winners for 2018. They were also Bride's Choice Award winner for 2019. And they were also nominated in the Australia Beauty Industry Awards 2019. And they have just won, or Sam has just won, Mumpreneur in Australia, 2019 Mumpreneur. So welcome, Sam.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Tony, for having me.
Oh, look, I am so excited to talk to you, and I know that you have a lot to offer, and those are some really great accolades, and I know that they're going to continue for you.
Thank you, my darling. But the accolades are lovely, and we do appreciate them. But for us, it is actually about the process of going through the awards and looking at our business and reevaluating constantly and seeing where we can improve. So it's actually the process of the awards that has taken us to different levels. And, we have won a lot, yes, and things that we're passionate about, like being eco and sustainable and holistic, but it's actually the process that gets us there.
I love it. I love it. I think that's so great. So if we could just go back, what motivated you and inspired you to start your business?
Okay, so originally how we started was, 18 years ago, I had a very chronically ill son, and he was actually in intensive care. And I rang my boss that day and said, I can't come in. He's unwell. I don't know when I'll be back. And he said, well, get your behind in here or else you don't have a job. So that was the catalyst for me to change everything. And I knew that I had to start off my own business because then I could have some flexibility. So I thought. So I've been able to, my son has a genetic disorder, and I was able to homeschool him through high school with the help of Sydney Long Distance High School from the back of the shop. So I really did it out of desperation and necessity. I fell into it. But along the way, I've discovered my purpose. So what we deliver here at the Day Spa is we're a holistic day spa. So we deliver massages, facials, all those sort of things. But along came our purpose, which is about nurturing, replenishing, supporting in a holistic manner everybody that is in our sphere of influence. So that's with ourselves to start off with, and that's something that Tony, you have really taught me and reinforced to me that I need to be doing, and that with our team, we need to be doing that with our team as well. And the way that we do that is with love. We want to empower, educate, and nurture and support. So everybody we come into contact with, we want to do that. So that's with our clients, it is with the environment, it is with our suppliers, it is with our community. That's our purpose. We found our purpose along the way. So, for 16 years I was a technician. I just floundered along and, did what I did. And, as we all often fall into a business, not actually starting a business, but we start off as technicians. Something else that you taught me, Tony, and that, we were in a management stage, but I wasn't actually a business owner. So I had started the process, and then you came along and you helped me to actually clarify things a lot more. So now I actually have a business. So I have a business that's proud of, and I actually, it doesn't control me. I work on my business. And I remember a really strong epiphany for me was when you said to me, so what looks good for you? Or what's your perfect day? And here's me, because I'm a hard worker. There's no doubt about that. But for me, hard work was long hours, like lots of, doing things probably not the smartest way sometimes. And I had never actually thought what looked good for me was to just finish a day and no problems, and working 9 till 5:30, or that would be perfect, rather than starting early hours and finishing really late. So now I don't. Now today I will be finishing at 3:30 this afternoon. I've had my hair blow dried today. I've made time for myself. And when I finish work in the evening, I finish work. I change the way I do things, and I work smarter, not harder. And our business has never been more successful.
I love it, and it makes me so happy when I hear that. So if we can talk about what were some of the challenges that you've faced over the years and how you've overcome them. Like, what's a couple of really big challenges? Because being a salon owner, or being a spa owner, and being a successful one as well, and you don't always start out successful, I understand that, but you have this whole work-life balance, and sometimes they can intertwine, and sometimes there is no balance. It is just getting through the day. So what are some of the things that you have overcome that you've been able to...
I don't think I ever really had work-life balance for a very, very long time. I didn't. My kids come first, and I had to work everything around the kids, especially if you've got a child that's unwell. And then my youngest one came along, and they thought she was severely autistic at first, but she has Asperger's. So, when she was little, that was challenging to actually give. I had to be there. So, one of the challenges there was how to juggle everything. And the way that I did that is I actually looked after all of our team members' children at home, and they worked in the spa. That was the way that we could do it, because they had young children as well, and they couldn't afford babysitting and things like that. So juggling family has been hard, and it is also missing out on the good time, that being the good time mum, because having to be there for every day, and then having to work around the kids at night and weekends and everything. So I have missed out on some significant things with the kids. I would never do that again.
I was just going to say, if somebody's listening to this,
in hindsight, I would sit down and I would plan my business from scratch and do what works well for me, and then everything else slots around that. I know that now, but I was just thrown in the deep end, to be honest, and floundering, and probably 18 months, 2 years ago, I had to get serious about my business, because just overnight I ended up being a single parent, and I also ended up being homeless. So I had my little girl, because Asperger's is a difficult thing to deal with sometimes. And, I couldn't she only likes what's familiar to her as well. Plus financially, I was, it was going to be a tough slog. So I've actually had to start from scratch again, then. So Poppy and I lived out of the back room of it was unrenovated at the time, of one of the spas. We have 2 spas, and on the same strip, and she and I lived out of the back of there for 6 months, and then I put everything in, because I had a choice: either give up on my business where I had to put my heart and soul into, or go and get a job with someone else, or do something else, or really fulfill my purpose and my passion. And I decided I needed to fulfill my purpose and passion, because I had to show her too that all my kids, just don't give up, be resilient. So we went back to scratch. I did not have the skill set and the knowledge. I needed to get it. So I have learnt as much as I can about business, not about my technical skills. I'm good at my technical skills, but actually about business itself, and took on mentors that could actually help me take it to a different level. Because if I don't have the skill set, I know that I have to get that skill set from outside myself, and also to outsource. And that means anything that I can't do, I need to delegate, because it wasn't actually just about being a perfectionist. through the process that we went through with coaching with you, Tony, I realised that it was actually about my self-esteem as well. And it was tied up to, I didn't want to be a burden to anybody. I know that's crazy, but with my staff members, I want to be the nice one. I don't want to be a burden. I'm a mother. I nurture you. But I'm not actually doing them any favours by doing that, because I'm not empowering them, and that's out of our process too. We came to, what are we doing with love? We're empowering with education. Well, doing everything for them is not empowering them. So they've gone to new levels. We have set in place KPIs, bonuses. Because we were able to achieve our targets. One of the things we do is vision boards as well, with our staff to know where they are and where they're aligned with the vision of our business as well. We were able to take them to Bali.
How amazing!
And we did our planning days and our KPIs, our performance reviews in Bali. That was one of the things that all of them wanted to had was travel. They wanted to travel. And that's something now we've implemented that we do every year, because it's important for the girls. They want to do that. And planning days are really important too. Sometimes taking time out of instead of having it, we used to have our girls working back to back. That was counterproductive. We actually had the girls come in the morning. They have time in the morning where they prepare themselves and have a look at their client cards. And then they actually have it's probably a little bit different because we're day spa, but we have 15 minutes between each client where they update their notes, they flip their rooms, they do all of that sort of thing. They have their morning tea break. That's their responsibility in that time. We've incorporated a longer lunch for them now, and everybody is happier and everything gets done. And we have the procedures. And if I don't have a procedure on something, we write a procedure on it.
Oh, that's right. And I just want to reiterate that Sam's team don't just achieve their targets, they exceed their targets. And they don't work back to back, and they sell retail, and they do all those things and upselling, all those things, but they're not back to back or target focused. It's about the whole nurturing process with their clients and the whole structure.
We sell nothing. Sell nothing. As far as I'm concerned, we educate the clients. Yeah. We actually, on our client consult, have what's the client's concern. And we actually, even have on there, how are you feeling today? Are you feeling stressed? How are you feeling? So we're targeting how the client is at that moment and their concern. And we will educate them on what could be helpful to their concern. But we never sell just for the sake of selling, because we've been established 18 years. We do have a really, really good reputation, and I am not going to. It's not who we are anyway. It is not part of our culture. It is not part of what we do at all. So we will educate, and we find that we sell more products that way as well.
Perfect. Okay, so can you tell us about any habits that you have, or things that are non-negotiable for you to set yourself up for success every day?
Okay, so this is something that is really formulated over the last, and I'll be honest, 6 months in particular, but it was getting there. And I have MS, so I get very exhausted by the end of the day, and that's actually probably been a wonderful thing for me to do, because it slows me down. Being diagnosed, it slows me down, and it makes me really look after myself. So I do things a little bit differently. I finish now, when I finish work on the days that I'm actually in spa, I finish work, or even if I'm in the office, I finish work. I will go and spend time with my little Karma boy. He's 4 kilos of loveliness, and Poppy, my daughter, and that's our evening. We do not do any more work then. I wake up very early. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. So I go to bed about 8:30. Now, before I go to bed, if something's running around my mind, I actually have a little diary, and I brain dump, write down everything that I need to deal with. And you know what? I'll deal with that tomorrow when I'm just feeling a bit more refreshed. So then I wake up at 4:30, and as soon as I wake up, I don't keep an alarm. I don't actually need an alarm anymore, but when I was getting into the habit of it, I would put the alarm outside the room. And as soon as I hear it go off, I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. no hesitation, get the feet on the floor. I do stretches, things like that. And I go and have a drink of water, grab out my diary. I have my gratitude journal, and that's the first thing that I do. Even when I'm waking up, I'm actually, as I'm coming to awakenness, I'm actually feeling everything and letting things flow and be grateful. So, oh my God, I'm awake. Hello. I'm so grateful I'm awake. So I actually do practice mindfulness as well. So, but I do get up, I do my gratitude journal. I also do, on a Sunday, I sit down and plan my whole week based on what I've planned for the month as well. And things change, so we change things. So that's an example of a sort of a weekly one that I do. And I check it